After 4 short years of hiatus since the disaster that's Hitman Absolution, huge layoffs of employees and devs, no longer being part of Squeenix, going full on indie, and 5 years until complete development, Agent 47 is back in the world of Assassination. Well, Hitman 3. Hitman 2016? Hitman Trilogy? Hitman World of Assassination formerly called Hitman 3? Whatever. When this game was first announced, it had some excitement, but also it had some questionable decisions, such as being an episodic game where players had to wait for a few months until release. Because as we all know right now, the episodic formula from time to time has always been considered a failure, as most stories remained incomplete.
Alright, get lost all of you, you're fired, go on, scram, get out of here, you moochers!
Deputy,
That's right, keep moving!
You know what? Yeah.
Except you stay.
Fortunately, I was able to finish this game, and after cutting corners, being let go by Squeenix, changing publishers to Warner until self-publishing it, I'm kinda glad that I got this game once it finally became completed, rather than buying it on a quote-unquote early access phase in 2016. With that being said, did the game deliver expectations since the creation of the first game, or fourth game for that matter, or did it fall flat by giving us another disappointment? That's what we're going to find out on this game review, so let's go! Whoa, I thought I came here to play Hitman, not Assassin's Creed. Now, I want to keep this review as simple as possible, so just to make sure I won't repeat some criticisms, I'm going to talk about some things I disliked about the world of Assassination. Problem number 1. The game is PG-13. Remember how earlier Hitman games tend to have this dark and brooding atmosphere in the past, while also trying to be dark and edgy and mature at times? Not in here. It's all sunshines, rainbows, golf courses galore. I mean, sure, Blood Money is very bright and colorful at times, but at least the game is good enough to get a hard R rating. Gone are the days of a dark, mature world with John Woo influences in favor of being a Craig-era Bond simulator.
Who is this?
Yeah, as if 47's the type to womanize. He's not even interested in women.
Depends on the girl.
Okay, maybe except for that. No, movies don't count. Don't just hate when you get a sequel or remake to a thing you like only to realize it got watered down to oblivion. So who cares if this game needs to know my age? This game isn't that disturbing. Problem number 2. The graphics have been watered down. I mean, if you compare this game to Absolution is definitely better. But I'm still not a fan of the pre-rendered cutscenes. My eyes still hurt looking at those. Heck, this game uses the same engine by the way, but I guess the reason for this sacrifice is to make sure this game can run well on modern systems. Gotta make sure it's as optimized as possible. Heck, sometimes I can't even tell if I'm looking at 47's bald head or a shiny Stormtrooper helmet at times. Problem number 3. The lack of boss type targets. Remember when some targets not only have the balls to fight back but actually felt like boss fights? Heck, remember when 47 fought a damn Yakuza crime boss carrying a katana? Not even a wrestling fight with Danny Trejo. Hold on, I got a call from a lawyer. What do you mean Conor McGregor's in this game? The closest thing to a boss fight is, I guess, targets escaping, but does this even count as one? They don't even have the balls to fight back. Problem number 4. Online only capabilities. Imagine watching a cutscene of 2 men talking about their intriguing supervillain plans or their evil motivations, and suddenly your game crashes because your network got disrupted. This is supposed to be a single player game. Why do I need internet for? Just so I could see my name on the leaderboard? Well, who cares? Most of the people who got the high score tend to be hackers. So the reason to prevent players from cheating doesn't even work. There's also this controversy back when this game was out on GOG, a DRM-free game store, in which they have DRM on, by the way. What were they thinking? I'm also aware that this is supposed to be a live service game, or at least I think it used to be one. We'll explain more about the online-only problem at the end of the video. Problem number 5. The lack of limited saves. This one is a bit minor, but do you know how in older games there's this limited save system where you use wisely and on the harder difficulties, you get less remaining saves left? In here, both easy and normal have unlimited saves, but hard mode only gets 1. So why not give normal mode 5 saves only? At least they'll teach players to choose wisely. I mean, I never save scum in Hitman, but every time I see my manual save, I just hate myself for quote-unquote cheating just to find a non-target kill solution. Personally, I wouldn't mind if they make only one autosave slot just to balance the game punishing you for retrying. Problem number 6. The lack of dual ballers. Remember when 47 used to dual-wield his guns in older games? Yeah, me too. But it's because of programming reasons such as 47 holding a briefcase and to keep the game as stealthy as possible, you can't do it anymore. And what's weird about this removal is that the game would constantly taunt you and remind you that 47 did dual-wield once. Look! Dual ballers! And look! Dual pistols on the Silent Assassin logo! And look! Another one on 47's pin badge! Like, stop taunting me, game! And speak of the devil, here, bring it back, but for VR only? Thanks, Zuckerberg. Problem number 7. Elusive targets. I don't play with them that much, but I don't really get why they made elusive targets as side quest bonus missions with some unique once-in-a-lifetime only kills. Like, do I really need to wait for the target to arrive and wait for like a year or two just to get another chance? I mean, it's cool that I got another chance to kill Sean Bean, but my god, this slight map modification and these unique dialogues just makes me want to play this level again. But whether you lose or not, you can't play this level again. Bonus final problem. This game is hard to buy and I still have no idea how I managed to buy the right edition. There's probably some other negatives I missed, but I'll probably bring that up as we go along this review. So for now, we'll take a look at the main menu. Nothing too flashy, nothing too complex. There is arcade mode, which is basically elusive targets but with lazy challenges. Freelancer, which is the game's roguelike epilogue that I gave up, more on that later. And Sniper Assassin, which is basically turns your game into a 3-mission railgun shooter with puzzle game elements. It's a fun game mode, but the number of missions kinda makes the game mode old pretty quick. And apparently I found that there used to be a multiplayer co-op, but then they removed it. Either they have no idea what to do with it, or they just ran out of ideas. Speaking of which, Hitman 2 apparently has a versus mode. Not the assassin versus assassin type, but more like who can beat the target as fast as possible. What do you know, online features that actually matter. At this point, they might as well just remove online mode.
Majestic, isn't it?
The story starts with 47 joining the IC on his first day, so it's pretty interesting to see how he joined it in the first place. Though it's never explained how he signed in, but some prequel books state he disrupted an IC hit job. Oh look, a James Bond reference. IC training starts, and this is where you learn the basics. The gameplay is pretty much the same as Absolution, but it's a lot more refined, as well as being much closer to its puzzle/stealth game roots. In the last game, when someone sees you wear the same clothes as them, they'll get suspicious of you, which makes the stealth mechanics broken. And here, they decide to introduce Enforcer NPCs that know you're an intruder. This doesn't just apply to people wearing the same uniform, but other NPCs as well. Instinct mode makes a return, but it's a lot more simplified and you have an unlimited amount of them. You are going to press this button a lot because my damn fingers start to get hurt the more I use Instinct mode on my keyboard controller. Look, I know this is meant to be a training level, but the fact that every single NPC has to act this exact way the real events did kinda makes this hard to believe. Like, is this meant to be like those theme park attraction rides with actors? Do they have to follow a script and improvise?
What is that? It's the end dog!
The second tutorial allows more freeform training, which means that this time, the game allows you to give loud guns. Now, as of this recording of this footage, I have not done a Terminator style run like in Blood Money. I did consider doing it, but I can't help but think that the gunfights might be a bit challenging. I mean, I tried to do an attempt, but it seems like the guns blazing route is still a bit punishing. But there is a YouTuber that does these types of gameplay, so if you'd like to, you can watch his videos right here. The third tutorial is meant to be an accurate recreation of a Soviet HQ mission. And again, do the actors of this training know when the characters die, or are these just alternate deaths? Just what ifs?
To infinity and beyond!
This tutorial also introduces the mission stories, which I have a love-hate relationship with the system. On one hand, every time I find these I say, aha, a new possibility, and it provides replayability. On the other hand, it kinda makes this game a bit easy, and the fact that when you're doing a current story mission, another one will appear which will somewhat distract you. The worst part is that if you're able to kill your target wrong, as in not the way the mission intended, you'll pretty much fail the mission simply because you found a better opportunity. It makes saying goodbye to those bonus EXPs. I will give one credit, not every single mission story provides a silent assassin rating, so it's nice that sometimes non-targets end up dying in the process. After finishing training, we get this cool intro cinematic with missions based on past previous Hitman games, and as someone who just played all of them last year, this scene is just a treat to watch. Kinda feels like I never did miss a thing. The perks of buying a Hitman bundle. Level 1 takes place in Paris, and for the first mission, I'm actually kinda impressed with the area. Upon arrival, it actually made me feel like some privileged rich guy entering the big leagues for the first time. I also like how there's an auction area where you can just sit down without an invite, plus this ag section that looks like it can be used as a pretty good cover shooter section. But ultimately, I didn't go for that approach, since it's a bit unnecessary. Just two problems with this map. Like, why do the French people have American accents? I thought I'm supposed to be in France, not Canada.
Marvelous, isn't it? It's just marvelous.
So much for the multicultural disclaimer. Another thing I didn't like about Paris is this weird quirky soundtrack playing that doesn't even fit Hitman. Like, just what is this music? Now, something you will get used to in Hitman, or at least in the first in the trilogy, is that every time you knock someone out, it'll play this weird Inception movie theme sound effect. It gets annoying.
What's he doing?
Will you shut up already? Now in this mission, your objective is to kill two targets. The showrunner, Victor Novikov, and Dalia Margolis, who according to her description states that she's some kind of Mossad? Israeli spy, there.
Mossad.
And here's a fun fact. Israeli soldiers are known to use Krav Maga, and it's one of the most dangerous martial arts skills that can kill. So let's see how Dalia fares in the fight. So, aren't you gonna show me your skill? Your Krav Maga?
No way.
Dalia?
Get this maniac
Dalia?
off me.
Yeah, remember when female characters used to have the balls to fight back? Yeah, me too.
At least the girl's got balls.
Get my lawyer!
This skill is canon, by the way. Maybe this means I don't need Sound Assassin rating after all. Mission 2, Sapienza, or as I'd like to call it, the most overrated map in Hitman history! But overratedness aside, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Sapienza is a beautiful spectacle to look at. It's vibrant, living, breathing, alive, and all of the objectives involve a virus lab underground which can either destroy by getting inside, or just shoot the damn thing, if your sniper rifle's got piercing rounds. But you gotta unlock that first, which is probably the game's replacement for upgraded weapons. Instead of using your own money, you gotta unlock weapons with bonus stats. But I suppose that's fine. I'm guessing that the reason why most players like this level is because it has the most mission stories. Or maybe it's because that most bonus side missions take place in this map. Now you know why I say this map is overrated. Also, am I seriously inclined to believe that this politician or this actor who is born and bred in Italy speak with this accent?
Wow! And this is the best you can offer? Come on! I'm not asking much, just a freaking inferno!
Mamma mia! Speak with an Italian accent already! Except for Francesca. She seems to be the only target in the game that speaks with the right accent.
I don't know. I feel so...
If I had a nickel for every time I gave someone a strong poisonous drink, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Mission 3, Marrakesh. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see people talk about Marrakesh that much, so in my opinion I consider this to be an underrated map. The market area, the cafe, the riots, the rooftops. It's a pretty solid setting. And it still gives quite a challenge once you enter the fortress areas. The school section definitely gave me some Hitman 2 Silent Assassin vibes, but the office building, even though it looks like a decent formal area, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm no save scummer, so trying to Silent Assassin suit only this area is a complete pain in the ass. And wherever you have a disguise or not, the Enforcer NPC placements are ridiculous. Absolution levels of ridiculous if I'm gonna be honest. I had to run back and forth to collect the phone call keywords, ensuring that no bodies are found, just to keep that Silent Assassin rating. All that crap just so I could do this Hitman kill. Regardless, all that hard work paid off, and it is one of my favorite Hitman kills, even if it's simple.
Wait, ignite it.
Being burned into barbecue crisps. What? I'm not wrong, am I? Mission 4, Bangkok. More like cockbang. Now I actually used to love this map, believe it or not, but after playing this level a few times, what insane architect thought it would be a good idea to create a hotel with 2 separate wings and no elevators? Yes, you heard me. Unlike classic gen Hitman games, this game doesn't even have any usable elevators, and apparently it's due to programming limitations? No matter how good technology becomes, there's always gonna be stepbacks, huh? And why is this hotel purple? I've never seen a purple hotel before. The colors don't even look that relaxing in this setting. And purple is supposed to be my 3rd favorite color. Now the target in this level is a generic Tumblr era hipster vegan and the lawyer. Now, Jordan Cross, I actually enjoy assassinating him, even if killing him on his birthday is a bit fucked up. Now Ken Morgan on the other hand is the opposite of Jordan Cross. I just find him a boring target to kill, and most of my opportunities I can think of is just poisoning him. If he eats the right food, that is! Overall, Bangkok is a mixed bag of a map, with 1 fun target and 1 bad target.
A contract is a contract.
But this isn't the real worst map. The real worst map has got to be Colorado! Now, when you think of Colorado, what's the first thing you think of? You think of arid deserts, national parks, and this Gmod map that takes place in Colorado. None of that crap is even in this map. And instead what we got is this hillbilly farmhouse Shadow Moses Island? I get that what they're trying to do is create a full-on stealth section with no civilian area. I feel like the biggest problem of Colorado is the confusing disguise system. For example, you can't wear disguise A because this area requires disguise B. But with disguise B, it can be used to go to area C. Because you can't go to area A since it requires disguise A. But suddenly, with disguise C, you can't go to area B even though disguise B can be used to go to area C. So screw this confusing memorization game. Military outfit is military outfit, alright? And so far, this is the only Hitman map with 4 targets? One of them is some kind of Michael Myers cosplay, like, are you kidding me? And don't get me started on the Scarecrow challenge and the Slurry Pit challenge. Piss off, game. So kill all the targets, reach the underground basement, and learn that the world is controlled by an elite organization. No, it's not the Illuminati, but an organization called Providence, which itself is based on the Illuminati. We also discovered that targets from older games are also members of this organization, which I can't tell if this is meant to be fan service for veterans or if this is some kind of 20-year plan. Or it's basically just a retcon and they need a reason to use what older targets have anything to do with this lore. The final map of Hitman 1 takes place in Japan, but unfortunately, if you're expecting this place to take place in Shinjuku, Akihabara, or Anime Land, because once again, it takes place in a snowy area, like in Hitman 2. There's only like 2 characters in this map that speak the Japanese accent. One of them is the hospital AI and the target. This is your average Japanese lawyer, apparently. Ooh, wow, so future-y. And the other is a former ICA board member from the earlier cutscenes. The cool thing about him is that you can either murder him directly on the bed, or you can just destroy his heart. So while not exactly an easy map, the approach to kill your targets definitely has variety. One of them is the homage to the first game's kill in the Romanian bath hotel. Yeah, this game is rigged.
Oh, holy shit.
I thought I was gonna turn into a popsicle.
God.
Hey, 47.
So you kill both targets, Diana meets the leader of Providence, and the two of them make a deal.
Received your message.
You spy on us, bribe our people, and you have the gall to demand our help.
Cheer up, Miss Burnwood. We are the lesser evil. This terrorist. He wants nothing but chaos.
Yeah, looks like someone watched too much Dark Knight.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Overall, that was Hitman 2016. Solid start, great presentation, great execution, no pun intended. And overall, I did find myself pretty intrigued with what's gonna happen next. And next to Deus Ex, it's kinda cool to see the protagonist side teaming up with the Illuminati-like organization for once. That being said, it's time to move on to Hitman 2. The first mission takes place in New Zealand, and I wouldn't exactly call this a linear tutorial or training level. I think a more accurate term to call this is it's basically a warm-up level, and it's a damn good one. And surprisingly enough, it feels closer to the older Hitman games. The dark atmosphere, the quiet setting, and the emptiness actually creates a strong start. And as far as I know, this is the only Hitman map where 47 and Diana are actually talking to each other via comms, for the most part, unless you consider the ending of Colorado. What's even cool is that some of the challenges here promote a guns blazing option. It might not make sense since it ruins your sound assassin rating, but who cares, it's only the first level, and it is pretty damn fun. Oh yeah, ratings and playstyles, I almost forgot about that. Now, in Absolution, I can't complain how the playstyle is simply just a glorified achievement system. So what about World of Assassination? Does it respect the way you play? Yes and no. I mean, there isn't a broken scoring system like Absolution, but the problem is it only works if you're spotted, kill a non-target, or an NPC fighting a body. I feel like the best way to have the game respect your playstyle is that when you kill targets with only a pistol, it'll say Pistol Assassin, but then the tile quickly switches to Sound Assassin since that's how you beat it. That way it congratulates the player for doing well by combining playstyles. After beating the mission, get to this weird cutscene and... what the hell?
Save.
Yeah, if you're wondering why the cutscenes are time-stopping animatics, well, the answer lies with the sales of Hitman 2016. It failed to reach its financial goals, and we are left with nothing but screenshots of characters frozen in time. It sucks because graphically these cutscenes, screenshots, are visually pleasing to look at, but they just don't have the budget for them. They pretty much just gave up and called it a day. Like, for God's sakes, I'm just here waiting for the characters to move already. Like, please, will you just move for once? And look at this cutscene name. Long Shot? Or like Bore Shot, because now 47 looks kinda bored in this image. And here's 47 looking like Vin Diesel. And Vin Diesel was originally going to play as 47. You know what? Let's just move on to the next mission. So we continue the story, and we get to Miami. And holy shit, this might be the greatest level to have ever existed in Hitman and gaming history. There is no debate. I'm not a huge fan of racing games, but holy crap, never thought that Diana's narration would actually make me feel excited for a racing event. And the best part is that the race isn't endless, it actually ends if you wait long enough. You can steal the winner's clothes and take the trophy yourself, or even poison the trophy, pretend to be a pit stop worker where you have a variety of choices, snipe the target while she's racing, visit this robot expo, hijack a car, let the robots kill the target,
Oh shit.
or push the target for a 2-in-1 kill. And you can even unlock RoboCop's gun? Hell yeah! Overall, Miami is just a god-tier map.
Anyway, it looks like the global innovation race should change its name to the global fucking genocide. I should probably just search this up.
Now that Miami is done, it's time to move on to Colombia. Yeah, this map is fine, I guess. I did enjoy it at first, but when it comes to dealing with Hector Delgado and Franco, I kinda didn't have fun killing them, nor finding some interesting opportunities. Andrea, however, I think she's a lot more enjoyable to kill when it comes to opportunities, so I suppose this is what happens when you get a map with too many targets. Come to think of it, I think Colorado had better opportunities when I was replaying that level. But on the bright side, the local NPCs here actually speak the right accent for once.
Well, the famous shaman decides to show up after all. I was beginning to think you didn't exist.
You disrespectful bitch. Black magic powers, activate! The next mission leads you to Mumbai, and just like Marrakesh, it is definitely another one of Hitman's underrated levels. That, or maybe I'm just a huge fan of levels taking place in third world bustling markets, just like a certain Star Wars game I played.
Stop pushing me!
And as someone who watched RRR recently, I actually find myself excited to have one of the targets being a Bollywood producer, but then I found out that the movie is actually a Tollywood movie, not a Bollywood movie. The other target is probably even ridiculous because she thinks she's some kind of reincarnation of some queen, and a third secret target who can't be found unless you know what he looks like.
Excuse me, sir. I think you dropped that.
So we beat India, finally meet the Shadow Client, and before killing him, we learn that, surprise surprise, the Shadow Client is... yeah, another clone character. Yeah, it's not really an exciting twist. But unlike other clones that 47 has to kill, Agent 6, or rather Lucas Gray, is actually one of the good guys. Rather than seeing 47 killing another of his flesh and blood, it's kinda nice to see him not kill a brother for once. And unlike 47, he tends to show more emotions probably because of his years of being free and not being in some asylum. More story in the prequel comic. Now I guess now might be the time to tell what I think about the story. Now I don't feel like bringing up that John Carmack quote because I'm kinda tired of it for now. So the story, I enjoyed it on my first playthrough, but on my second playthrough for this review, it was just fine. I did hear that most people aren't a huge fan of the story, probably because of its cliched Illuminati overlord main story. And I feel like this problem stems of the game being developed the same time as those MLG memes that always add X-Files music and Illuminati confirmed jokes, which makes this game a bit too late for the party. Personally, I don't really care if they want some Illuminati organization to be the villains. To me, I think what matters in this story is where it will lead to next, because I thought having the protagonist working with the Illuminati, it's a bit interesting due to the ICA's neutrality stance, but once they meet Lucas Gray, they pretty much throw away all that since it's pretty much too late to hire them now that Providence is in control. The next mission takes place in the suburban neighborhoods of Vermont, best known for that one Band Arthur episode, Bernie Sanders, and actually, I don't even know what's there to see in Vermont other than Bernie Sanders. And here's me killing Bernie Sanders! Just when I was doing the finishing touches. Just when I was doing the final touches of my video. And already an incident like this just happened in real life. My joke that I've been planning to pull off since last month, actually last week, is already ruined and now I'm forced to remove it. Now I don't want to give you the details, but a recent candidate almost got assassinated. Thankfully he survived, but one of the spectators, he just didn't make it. I don't want to dig deep into more of this, since pretty much everyone knows the whole situation. Like it's just stop, alright? Just stop. Please don't kill him because you don't agree with them, alright? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Just stop. I even had to Google just to check what's there to see in the state, and it's best known for having maple trees and that's it? So why not just have this level take place in Canada then? Oh wait, we already have a level taking place in Canada. It's called Pear. Why not just choose a different state, like, I don't know, Ohio? I guess Ohio is interesting. Like, in 4 years later after this game is released. Nevertheless, Vermont is very much a relaxing map. A peaceful neighborhood with plenty of good opportunities around. But not all neighbors are as friendly as you think, when one of them, who's not even a target, is a freaking cannibal selling muffins made from human organs. I don't even care if she's not a target, we need to stop her quick! Oh, and a little advice for anybody wanting to complete this level suit only. There's this glitch that prevents the player to progress because it wants you to complete a certain clue in a certain way. I'm telling you this because if you end up putting on this robe, then you'll pretty much lose your suit only points, so be careful about that. So after killing both targets and solving the mystery of where the secret meeting is taking place, we'll learn that it's located in Epstein Island and... Wait, Epstein Island?
Good evening, 47. Your destination is the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City. Your target is convicted sex offender and American financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, it's not actually Epstein Island, but might as well be one, since this place is pretty much a gathering of the elite. Not sure if there's any Craig-era Bond inspiration here, but it's actually inspired by Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick. Now in this level, your mission is to kill these two twin sisters, while securing the constant who's got a poison chip on his neck. Now Zoe, I personally like her kills, which involve with sacrificing her into the flames in which you burn all of IOI's Squeenix fundings, or you can pull off this assassination where you pretend to be a dead body and stab her to death.
Victims, aren't we all?
Sophia, on the other hand, I'm not a huge fan of. Especially this one mission story which involves with killing this guy in public, leading to his body discovered, and no matter how hard I try to push the body, all the NPCs can see me kick him, even though there's something blocking their view, and don't even get me started on this ridiculous Batman level prep time to poison her champagne. This mission story is ridiculous. So kidnap the Constant, take him to your ship and, whoa, all of a sudden the cutscenes got animated now? Well, yes, except they are a bit low budget due to its graphical downgrade. Yeah, you know what, maybe the screenshots aren't that bad anymore. At least Absolution had good enough graphics in the cutscenes, just not the same level as 2016. I definitely don't want that lighting that burns my eyes. But the actual reasons for this to have cutscenes now is that this mission is actually not part of Hitman 2's map pack, nor if it's part of Hitman 3. Okay, it's actually part of Hitman 2, but they're DLC maps, which is why there's cutscenes. And hey, what do you know? A mission with only one target, not counting the tutorials in the warm-up level. Now, even though this mission takes place in New York City, and if you're expecting this to take place in Times Square, sorry pal, this mission actually takes place inside a bank.
I resign today as president of the bank.
Regardless, it's a pretty good level. I like how you can disguise yourself as an intern for a hire where you have to do this test in which the game once again taunts and reminds you that Hitman used to have dual guns.
He's armed. Dual firearms. Large caliber pistols.
And who is this man?
It's me.
Another objective you need to do here is to obtain the data core, in which you can do it by either breaking into the vault or by stealing their backup drives. And what's cool is that one of the guys ordered to guard it just quit his job in the middle of a meeting, which is pretty neat since I don't have to knock him out after this. The only complaints that I have about this map is that you can't perform a proxy kill where you could just give this fired guy a gun just to kill the target. The next level takes place in a resort island, and judging by the briefing, I feel like this game is secretly some marketing ad to go on a holiday here. Because my god, why is this mission briefing some kind of marketing ploy just to waste my money to come to this island resort area? Maybe I really should buy VR goggles. Wait a second, this isn't Haven Island. Now, although this map looks kinda easy at first, it is surprisingly hard, like really hard if you don't save scum. The number of non-lethal weapons here are lacking, and even if you do find them, they tend to be breakable. Most of the area is open, meaning that NPCs can see you. And I kid you not, it took me hours, and I mean until midnight for me to master this map to reach a suit-only Silent Assassin rank. At least the mansion area has got more non-lethal weapons, but my god, there are way too many guards here outside, and it's just ridiculous. And don't get me started on the gymnasium kill, because there's just way too many people here to see me watch kill somebody. So we beat the level, find out the names of the locations of the partners, but after a scene of Diana's low budget running to the Constant, he disappears. And that was Hitman 2. Overall, in my opinion, I think this is one of the best of the bunch in terms of map design and challenges. Cutscenes on the other hand, yeah, they're kind of a letdown. This is what happens when you spend too much money on Sean Bean. And now for Hitman 3, and of all the games in the trilogy, according to word of mouth, it's considered the best of the bunch. I personally disagree, and here's why, in my opinion. The first map takes place in Dubai, and rather than being a tutorial or a warm-up, it gets the mission right away. I do like how they shake things up at the beginning, starting off outside the roofs until reaching the lobby where you change into your suit. The map also introduces this gimmick where you have to use a camera to open up windows, like, why can't I just use my hands to do it? And why is it until now I'm able to use this camera in my inventory after a long time of it being there in my pockets since the first Paris mission? There's not even a photo mode where you can take pictures of yourself. And starting from Hitman 3, the number of mission stories has started to become more scarce and small. Like, do you see what I mean when I said I have a love-hate relationship with the mission story system? On one hand, I actually have more freedom, but on the other hand, it kinda kills replay value when there isn't anything to do. Listen, I tend to play a Hitman map 2 times before the next, but for Hitman 3, once I finish one mission, I just move on to the next and didn't bother finding anything else, just because of the lack of mission story. The next map takes place in England, and no, you aren't here to kill a target in Big Ben or London Eye, but instead your mission is to infiltrate the manor to kill the target and steal some file. This leads to another map gimmick, which is the detective mission story, where you solve a murder mystery of the death of the target's brother. Luckily you can skip this gimmick, but overall, Darkmoor Manor is just small. It feels like something's missing. Hitman Contract is a way better mansion level, and that felt bigger. And the biggest surprise in all this is that this map is actually one of the more beloved levels in the game, which I kind of find surprising. Personally, this map is just mid, and overall mostly okay.
Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
What? No alternate dialogue if I steal the files first?
I'll send you.
So you kill the target and steal the files, return to Lucas after receiving his distress, and...
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Tell the Constant to start running!
Gotta admit, this is actually a really sad scene. Once after seeing 47 killing evil clones of himself, it kinda sucks that he's forced to watch the only family member he's got, who tends to show more emotion and die in front of him. So I did find this to be a very effective death scene, after playing the Hitman games from Codename 47 until now. Although I feel like it would have been nice if this was a mission, since this is the moment where I realized that Hitman 3 feels shorter than 1 and 2. It would be refreshing to see if this is the only objective-based mission without any target killings. But I guess I isn't really interested in it, especially since the point A to B type missions aren't one of their strongest missions. Or maybe they just don't know how to implement one. Come to think of it, I just realized that the original 3 Hitman games are the only games where some missions take place in the same area. Remember when we had 6 taking place in Hong Kong, 3 in Colombia, and God knows how many missions take place in Japan? Yeah, me too. But I suppose the huge map size is meant to replace that. This leads us to the next level, Berlin. And holy shit, this map has probably one of the best presentations ever. It's all quiet, you're all alone, there's no assistance, no aid, no Diana. And the scariest part is that you're being hunted by ICA agents inside a John Wick-style club. Whereas Colorado had 4 targets, this map's gimmicks that has 10 targets. Choose 5 of them and the rest they will start running away. But if you're fast enough, you can actually kill all of them before they escape. And the best part of this map actually feels like something out of Hitman Contracts, from its tone, idea, and execution. You are literally alone and there's no one to help you, and the only way to find a target is if you look close enough and scan them. I even beat this level in Silent Assassin Suit Only run. Heck, I think Silent Assassin Suit Only is the best way to experience this map. You can even arrange a meeting and get all the agents for a gunfight. Finally, the targets actually fight back for once. Maybe it's just me, but it definitely reminds me of the time where grunts are actually targets, like in the Hong Kong missions of older games and the Steamboat level in Blood Money. Overall, Berlin is definitely the best map in Hitman 3. So 47 goes back to safe house with Olivia being the only remaining one left behind. Diana's gone missing since she made a deal with the Constant to learn more about 47's past. This leads us to China. Our targets some Asian emo kid and female Virgil from Devil May Cry. I have no words what to say with this design, but then again, this is the same organization that tailored S&M nuns. Similar to Dubai, the main gimmick here is to use your camera to hack and unlock doors. Like, what is this, trying to become a Watch Dogs ripoff now? Sometimes you can't open some doors since you need a higher level, or alternatively, you can just use a screwdriver to open up the vents. Look, as much as I like this neon future-like world, I do feel like the city areas are a bit small, like there isn't much to do around. I mean, it is early in the morning, so that explains everything, but it is still empty. You can kill a target with your brain with psychic powers and even poison him with some kind of, I don't know, an ASMR machine?
Fly away, light as air. Nothing pulls you down. You leave it all behind.
I'm sorry.
So we learned that Diana is in Argentina, and the map is basically a remake of Blood Money's Wine Factory, and I actually love the place. It's a good tier map, in my opinion. I really enjoy the mansion area and the interior areas, but there's just one thing that hurts my replayability. It's just a nitpick, but it's the cinema room. Every goddamn time I enter, there's always gonna be that Argentinian accent lady saying how much she grew up in her land. Like, I get it, just shut up already.
These majestic plains were my playground. I'm returning here to pick up them.
Huh, I can shoot the projector. And just like all the Hitman 3 maps, there is a gimmick. And that is to protect Diana as your VIP. We also have Agent 47 doing the mission story narration this time, and it kinda makes me wish he's the one that does most of the talking. A huge step up from Absolution if I say so myself.
A private tour of the estate. Diana, Vidal, and this fixer, Corvo Black.
And there's even a secret unlockable mission story, which makes me wonder if they do exist in other Hitman 3 maps. Yeah, they don't actually exist. Still, the more I think about it, the more I kinda wish that the secrets, feats, discoveries are the real mission stories. Or maybe the reason why I'm saying this is just because I love listening to the sound effect when you complete a challenge. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do when I'm finished with all of them? Do I delete my file and restart everything just to listen to that ASMR-worthy sound? But yeah, depending on the target order, once you're done with Tamar, the next thing you have to do is kill Yates here. Okay, this is like the third lawyer I have to kill. Like, where the hell is Saul Goodman? Now, if you manage to Batman prep time this era, you can try poisoning him if you want to, but that also means you have to rescue Diana. Now, originally I wanted to give him a lethal poison, but I gave him medic instead, just so I could complete a challenge. I ended up getting spotted, but I actually find myself fun just killing and shooting. Alternatively, you can use a sniper rifle, or have someone else kill the target for you.
This is a necessary evil.
What have you done?
Oh no, Diana betrayed us. Oh no, for the second time. Oh, how horrible. Oh, how original. Oh, like this has never happened before. After getting betrayed by Diana again, 47 gets awakened by 7 deadly sins to do their bidding. Nah, just kidding. Don't even bother buying the 7 deadly sins DLC. It ain't worth it. It adds nothing to the lore. No, I genuinely thought that this DLC is meant to explore the mind of 47, but the missions are just escalations. There's not even an original storyline here. It's just 47 dreaming and being tasked to do some killings, with annoying fail conditions. The only thing I liked about this DLC are the avatars of the sins, and some of the unlockables, but the rest is just torture. I haven't even completed all of Raph's escalations. It just shows how much I just gave up. Now I can understand greed, pride, envy, and wrath, but what does sloth, gluttony, and lust have anything to do with 47? I will give one credit, greed actually made me a master of the buy. As a matter of fact, this entire DLC feels like a speedrunner's fever dream. I don't usually speedrun, but I tend to do it when I feel like trying to find quick ways to beat a level. But no offense, but sometimes I feel like this game is a bit pandering to speedrunning audience when it constantly just wants you to get better. Sorry about my rant on this DLC. Yeah, if I were you, don't even bother buying this DLC, even if it's for the challenge purposes. It's not that worth it. Let's just continue on the final level. So 47 gets his nightmare sequence of his old targets haunting him. Not just how cool it is to see how they die with the time stop, it kinda gets ruined once we cut to Diana dancing with this old geezer. Do they really have to animate this? Like, what's next? Filming an adult film in front of 47? I never really saw 47 and Diana as lovers since their close relationship is meant to be ambiguous. But to me, I always saw Diana as the closest thing 47 will get to a family. You gotta remember, it is 47 that killed her parents and probably her younger brother. And we also have to remember that 47 has 5 dads and he has to kill all of them. So what am I saying? Am I thinking that Diana's the closest thing as a mother figure to 47? Well, I want to say yes, but since 47's a lot older, then no. But do I see them as family? Yes, I think that's how I see them. So far, Hitman 3's experience has been doing so-so lately due to its over-reliance on gimmicks. Maybe this time the final level might save the best for the last and...
Never take the rest!
A train? The final level takes place on a train? I thought it was gonna be in some kind of secret lab! Or the Providence headquarters! Or back in that old asylum hospital! Not the Polar Express! Well, I will give credit. I do like how the level actually encourages players to kill any NPC you want, even the civilians. But doesn't mean anything because it'll still penalize or silent assassin points, so what gives? I feel like all the Hitman final levels should be players go full on guns blazing like in Codename 47, Silent Assassin, and Blood Money. Screw the point system, just let us do what we want. But come on, the final level is just a straight line? Really? This is just disappointing. So he finally reached the consent, he gives you a deal, 47 refuses, but thankfully he allows you to kill him. But here's the problem, this guy doesn't even care if he dies. I mean, he's rich, he's old, he's got nothing to lose. The old man's got a fulfilled life, at least he can die happy. And as a bonus, he's just happy to see you, that clone experiment whose purpose is to be the perfect killer, is a successful product. Which begs the question, how do you kill someone with a satisfied life? Well, why choose to kill him when you can just shoot off his leg and drag his body and banish him to the Shadow Realm? Oh, and if you wait exactly for 47 seconds, you can actually unlock a bad ending where 47 comes back into the asylum bed again, just like in the first game. I mean, I know it's by player choice, but you know, I kinda applaud IOI for creating a secret bad ending, instead of some kind of secret super duper good ending. And that was Hitman 3, and to be honest, this installment felt like a mixed bag. Too many over-reliance on gimmicks, short story, and I feel like there isn't enough maps. Now if the bank and Haven Island were part of Hitman 3, then I might like it slightly. But this would also mean abandoning the introduction scene in Dubai. I even looked online to see if someone else has the same feeling, and no. There are more things to do. You just have to find them without mission guides. And so I did. I mean, I did eventually find some new stuff and ways to assassinate through my own discovery. But again, the missions do feel short. I kinda blame Stuyvesant and Ingram. If only these two were in separate countries, it would have been nice to add one extra level. Actually, they did add one extra level. And that is Ambrose Island. Maybe this will be some kind of epilogue story that takes place after the main game. Nah, it's just filler taking place during Hitman 2. But hey, at least there aren't any gimmicks around, so that's a plus. But now that the story is done, that's where Hitman Freelancer comes in. And hey, what do you know, 47's got a safe house again. That's pretty cool. Taking place as an epilogue, Freelancer is basically a roguelike game mode. Basically, it means if you die, you lose everything you carry. I mean, we all pretty much know what the genre is anyway, because every single indie dev is doing that nowadays. I used to enjoy this game mode a lot, but unfortunately, since I stopped playing it for a while, my skill kinda got rusty. And I started sucking at this game mode. Twice. Which is a shame because I kinda want to reach level 100 and unlock everything in the mansion. Let's just say that something bad happened in Colorado and... yeah, I don't really need to tell you. No one likes Colorado anyway. Currently, IO has no future plans for Freelancer updates since they think the game is pretty much complete. And they have no plans for an easy mode, which IOI is basically saying skill issue in their blog. Alternatively, you can try playing Contracts mode where you can play people's custom missions, or you can make your own by yourself. Only problem here is that even if I search for the contract I want, it's never usually there since they keep adding these optional objectives and complications. I also like how you can't save in these contracts because it actually adds a lot of challenge for the pseudonymly Silent Assassin players. And the best part is that you might be able to find a contract that's literally a kill everyone run.
Execute Order 66.
You're that legion.
You're the killer. I won't help you. I won't help a murderer like you.
I want nothing to do with you!
This might not be like Hitman Blood Money's Terminator run, but at least it was still worth it since there's more freedom to do in this game mode. OnlyFans PC version? Kill Adolf Hitler? PP is gay in the bumhole? Yeah, you know what? I think I'll just make my own contract. Alright, currently we are in Hokkaido, and what we're gonna do here is to find somebody who looks like he could commit crimes reviews. No. Ah! Yeah, he kinda looks like one. There! My first Hitman contract. Well, now that I'm done with the trilogy, it's time to answer the real question. Was World of Assassination worth it after years of waiting to its completion? Or did we get an inferior installment in the franchise? Well, artistically wise, I do agree it's a bit of a downgrade, as well as other negatives I've already stated at the beginning of the video. On the other hand, the maps have just tons of sandbox replay value all around, and I even replayed the Paris level where I discovered that I can kill both Victor and Dahlia just by trapping them in the panic room. The best part, this isn't even a mission story, and this actually made me want to give Hitman 3 another chance. I actually started enjoying it a lot more, but the map gimmicks does make them a huge letdown. Other than that, Hitman World of Assassination is a world of possibilities, and by trying experimenting new things and finding out how to complete a challenge without screwing things up, it's starting to make them a lot more close to its puzzle game roots. Some things had to be removed like upgrades, money, dual ballers, but I suppose it's a necessary evil to make this game work. So to end off as the latest installment and probably the last game until the current hiatus ends, I'm going to give Hitman World of Assassination a full 5 cinder. Except there's just one problem which prevents me from recommending this game. Yes, you heard me. I give this game a full 5, but it's also a hard game to recommend. The reason why I'm unable to recommend this game is that I have been seeing a lot of people showing concern on its online-only aspect, which is understandable since this is a single-player game. But what's gonna happen when all those servers shut down? Are we able to play this game again? Or is this game just gonna stay in offline mode without being able to play contracts? Do we get to keep our achievements too? Or will it be gone forever? This is my take on the situation, but as of the time I'm writing this part of the script, Hitman is getting a VR remaster and Conor McGregor makes an appearance as a target, as the Disruptor. So I personally think I will continue supporting Hitman servers until they release a true offline version like Rockman X Dive or Metal Slug Attack. But at the same time, I can't help but shake this feeling that maybe the people who are worried are right and I will shut down the servers and stop caring about it. And then they'll sell this Hitman True Offline Edition where you have to buy the game again. And that idea sounds possible because I have seen reports of people buying the same DLC all over. Like, what is this, a buy and rental service? So if this were to happen, I'd say that you should download Peacock Project just in case if something bad happens. Watch this video by TJGM for more info. Unless if you're a console player, then I feel so sorry that you're going to buy an expensive gaming PC and buy this game again.
Coming to PC, yes! The PS5 has no games!
Either way, this kind of makes me want to lower the score to 4.5 just because the situation kind of makes it hard to recommend. Like, come on, IO. You guys aren't actually gonna do this, are you? Are you seriously going to let modders save your game instead of, I don't know, you guys? IO Interactive. Independent studio, AAA mindset. And that, my absolute units, was the Hitman franchise. And my, what a blast playing this franchise from Codename 47 to World of Assassination. I may have started this journey from a Eurojank experience, but I did finally end the series with a bang. While we may never know what's going to happen next in 47's journey, it's safe to say that both him and us the players can rest easy and move on. Not saying that this means that this could be my last Hitman video, but maybe one day I could make a ranking from worst to best. I feel like it. And yes, there are Hitman movies, but I have no idea if it could be worth making those videos. And the planned TV series where he has hair. Yeah, this show is done on arrival. Well, Guess that's all for now. This is Sender Unit, logging off until next time.
Must use your reputation to charm them to death. Stealth is unfortunately not an option.
Wait, what did she just say?
Stealth is unfortunately not an option.
No.
Stealth is unfortunately not an option.
No.
Stealth is unfortunately not an option.
No! I thought this was stealth training, so is stealth even an option at this point? I can't even wear them anyway. I'm sorry, but is stealth even an option at this point? The guns blazing at this segment. Is stealth even an option at this point? The underside of this uniform? Is stealth even an option at this point? No, won't do shit. Again, is stealth even an option at this point? No!
Excellent work, 47. The money is being transferred now.